How's the bacon, did you say?
Batistuta! Oh, what a fantastic hit!
Roy Keane on Haaland.
Here's Sancho.
Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. The buzz is back. We're all excited. I'll prove there's only one United. The world is watching this football team. 'Cause I don't say what I don't mean.
We're coming back again, back from the wilderness. I know I'm standing in our way. They're taking notice now, we're gonna show them how. I know we're soon to have our day.
Hello and welcome to the Prawn Sandwich podcast. I am Nathan Cupid and as per usual joined by Jamie Jackson and Dylan McKenzie.
Hello. Afternoon.
And this week another guest on the podcast, which is fantastic. Carlisle United fan Liam Barton. Welcome to the Prawn Sandwich.
Oh, Reet Maras, how's it going?
Nice to have
Beautiful
you on,
to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Nice.
No worries,
Keeping it local this week. Staying in the CA.
Keep it within the postcode.
Absolutely, mate.
So I'm going to take
So what's the
today's.
crack?
I want to take today's questions. Just for the usual listeners, like we normally have a period we talk about the current situation at clubs, but Liam himself has his own podcast called the Blue Army Podcast. So if you would like to switch over to there to listen to the current things Carlisle, that would be much appreciated for him. Jamie's been on an episode for us, representing us, and it's good for Carlisle fans. Get to know what's going on at the minute, all the news, previews of games, reviews of games, etc. So you enjoying doing that, mate?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I'm on episode 10 now, and it's been quite the journey. I started off just recording on my mobile phone using an app, and now I've upgraded. I've got the set up with a microphone and a mixing desk, and it's just been an absolute learning curve. But I've been enjoying it. I need something to do during lockdown, you see. My day-to-day, I'm a chef. So that's gone out the window for the last year almost. So it's about time I got off my backside and started doing something else. So I'm absolutely buzzing to be doing something, mate. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it,
Quality, mate. Quality. Wait, it's pretty much the same with us, to be fair.
Yeah.
It feels a day in the week.
Yeah,
So
keeps it ticking over, and
Yeah.
who doesn't like talking about football at the end of the day? So.
Oh, that's it, mate. Yeah, that's it, exactly. I mean, you guys have been going since before the lockdown, though. You guys were doing like in the same room podcast, which seems like a different world.
Yeah.
Oh, the glory days.
I've never been able to do that yet.
From
Oh, it's a
Monday you can do it in each
different
of the
world,
gardens.
You can do a garden podcast from Monday.
I might get on that one.
You have live penalty shootouts and that.
Oh, that'll be good for a podcast.
So, tell you what, mate,
penalty
we'll fire into it. And our normal first question for guests of sporting clubs is your first memory supporting Carlisle United.
Yes, my first memory supporting Carlisle United, I was 6, going on 7. It was the 1997 Auto Windscreen Shield final. I got to watch it on television. Unfortunately, I was told I was too young to go. My father went, my uncle went, and my brother went. My brother really rubbed it in, my older brother, and they were all dressed in head to toe in all the kits, and it just looked like I wanted to be a part of the team. You know, they were all wearing the blue, and they were all going to Wembley, and I was getting left behind. So after that, mate, I was just desperate to be a Carlisle fan so I could be part of the gang. You know, that's what happened for me.
I like it.
And
Is
we
that,
were good enough to,
is that
we were
deck
good enough
chair
to win
strip,
that
yeah?
final.
Yeah,
The
definitely,
deck
mate.
check, yeah, the deck check it was just a thing of beauty, mate, wasn't it? To be honest, but it's one of those once in a generation sort of kits that doesn't come along very regularly.
Broke the mold, that top. Broke the mold. It's a pure iconic shirt.
There's a team in Portugal that have stolen it. I can't remember, Estirame or something along those lines. And they that's their home kit. Like, they love deck chair.
So, seeing as you didn't get to go to that game, move on to question 2. What was your first match you attended as a Carlisle fan?
So this one was a bit of a head scratcher, to be honest, because I got to go to a couple of games when I was quite young, but I was maybe too young and not enough interested in the actual football that was going on the pitch, because we would go in quite a large group with some cousins and some friends of cousins and things like that. So the first sort of 6 or 7 games I went to as a kid, I was probably more interested in getting my hot chocolate and a Mars bar at half time and then playing keepy uppy with the styrofoam cup. So I can't necessarily zero in on the first ever game that I went to, but my first real memory of paying attention to the match has to be 1999 the Jimmy Glass goal, St. Jimmy. That has to be the one I was paying attention to. I had no choice to pay attention on that day. You had to pay attention on that day. And my God, what a memory. Absolute unbelievable atmosphere, the whole game. On the way into the stadium, everyone was buzzing. Everybody was just in high spirits, even though it was a relegation dogfight day for us. And just the way that it went down, I mean, you guys must know the story. The goalkeeper comes on loan, plays 3 games and scores the winning goal, and we get to stay in the Football League. You know, it's one of the best stories in football history. You know, it's up there. And yeah, that was my first big memory at Brunton Park. So I've just absolutely fallen in love with the team since then.
You give me goosebumps, mate.
Mate, I can honestly, I'll put the goal on and I'll do my own commentary. Like, it feels that much to me. Like, I love it that much. You know what I mean? I could do the commentary word for word. Oh, mate, what a moment.
Can you remember hearing the leg break in that game? There was one of the opposition players broke his leg, didn't there? And you heard the snap in the stadium.
Yeah. It went quiet, and then I obviously, as a kid, you don't really know what it means when you hear that kind of noise, but you feel other people, like you felt other people react to it for you, because you don't know. I was like, oh, what was that noise for? You know, and then someone says he's snapped his leg. You know, and wow. But it was that. There was that moment where everyone knew. You know what I mean? And there was about 12,000 people there as well. They just went.
It was hectic.
Everyone heard it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's give a question actually then. So is that your best memory, or have you got one that beats that? Sport in Carlisle.
I'd say that's it's up there. I've got as you get older and you get to have a couple of lagers, then it's a different experience for football, isn't it? So I've got a favourite memory as a lager louse, I suppose. 2008 was it? No, 2010. Sorry, 2010. We played Leeds in a semi-final for once again the LDV trophy. I think it was the LDV at the time. Might have been the Papa John's. No, it's Papa John's now. Who knows? They keep changing its name every bloody week. But over the 2 legs, we beat Leeds at their place at Ellen Road, 2-1. So we brought them back up to Brunton Park, and it was we got the first goal, so it was 3-1. So we're thinking, oh yeah, things are going pretty well for us. Like, we're definitely going to Wembley here. And then Leeds get 2 goals back. It's like, oh no, what's about to happen next? And then we get another goal. So we're thinking, yeah, we're still going to Wembley. The Leeds get another goal. No, penalties happen. And then, you know, when penalties happen against Leeds, you're thinking, I hope we can do it. I hope we can do it. And, you know, we did it. And when we did it, mate, so when we did it, it went off. It just, oh, wow, man. What a moment. To beat Leeds, like, we owed them one as well. We owed Leeds one because they'd knocked us out of 2 playoff finals for promotion, like in the previous 2 seasons. They'd knocked us out of 2 semi-finals already. So we owed them one, and we finally bloody got one, and it meant a lot to finally bloody get one.
I can remember that.
It's special winning a cup semi-final on pens, like.
Oh, mate, absolutely. In front of the home fans, like, you just can't beat it.
Spot
on. So leading off that, we'll get to the doom and gloom, which we've seemed to have a lot of with our guests since we've had like Birmingham and Derby fans. Worst memory supporting the club.
Yeah, I've got to bring up Leeds again, I'm afraid. It was, what were they doing in League One? Like, they shouldn't have been anywhere near us. Like, that was the worst thing about having Leeds in League One, is that if they weren't in League One, then maybe Carlisle might have made it to the Championship over them 2 years. Leeds were just like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. This is League One. You should be higher than this. Why are you messing around in this division? And he hung around for like 4 years. Oh, mate. Leeds were the bane of my existence. Like Norwich. Why were they in League One? Like, Jesus. Them 2 teams were the bane of my existence. But Leeds knocking us out of the 2008 semi-finals, mate, at Brunton Park when we were up winning the first leg. And they came to Brunton Park and turned it round. And Johnny Howson scored a goal in the 90th bloody minute just after injury time had been announced. And my heart just broke. It just broke, mate. I was just sick of Leeds by that point. I was just so sick of Leeds, mate. It was,
that's the only time I've ever cried as a part-time
rivalry. There was
fan.
players that we had. It was horrible, mate, wasn't it?
It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice.
Did Leeds go up that year, or did they not? I can't remember.
No, they got beat in the playoffs off Doncaster, didn't they?
2 years. Leeds didn't go up. Yeah. They didn't go up for 2 years. They went up in 2010.
It became quite a rivalry, the Carlisle Leeds. I can always remember that like them seasons.
There was always bother when they came as well.
Always
bother.
Yeah. I mean, the police made more of a meal out of it than anyone. Like, they're giving them an escort to the stadium. You're going to draw attention to yourselves, aren't you?
Yeah.
The police in
no
Carlisle
other
do
team
the same thing, don't they? With every away fan that comes with a bit of a reputation, they pile them all into the Griffin, just all of them, like, straight in there. So they're just getting tanked up even more straight from the train. And you're on Botchergate, where every other bar in town is. Of course, there's going to be problems. Of course, there is.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Not a very well thought out plan, because you'd be getting Leeds fans and Millwall fans coming off the train at 10 in the morning, and they wouldn't take them to the stadium until 2:30.
Yeah.
Like, so they literally just trap them in the pub for 4 hours before a game. It was But it made a great atmosphere. Don't get me wrong. Like, those years, like, Brunton Park was rocking those years, mate. Like, it was an amazing time to be a Carlisle fan, to get to see some of those big teams bring their away fans all the way up here, you know. And then 9 times out of 10, we give them a bloody good show as well, if not beat them.
Absolutely. Completely agree with that, 110%.
So we'll get off the doom and gloom, and we'll go on to the next bit. Your favourite ever player. Doesn't have to be the best, whatever, but who is your favourite?
Now, gentlemen, have you ever heard of a 5'6" left winger called Simon Hackney?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Simon Hackney? Simon Hackney came from non-league, a team called Woodley Sport, and I think I was about 15 or 16. Me and my mates went to a pre-season friendly against Middlesbrough, And we had a couple of tinnies. We snuck them in under our coat, and we had a couple of tinnies sitting up in the back stand next to Derek Lacey doing the commentary. And this lad went on the pitch with a football kit that was too big for him. He took the ball from the inside of our box to the inside of their box in about 2.5 seconds. He was that quick. He was rapid, mate. Unbelievable. And I've never seen lightning like it on the football pitch. I'd really never seen anyone move that quickly with a football between his legs. And I fell in love with him that day. I didn't know that 6 months later, it would become a habit that he would run and then accidentally leave the ball behind and have to sort of like come back and then get the ball again and then carry on. It became a habit of his dribbling ability. When you're on trial against Middlesbrough, maybe you concentrate a little bit more, I'm not sure. But the excitement of watching him when he got the ball and just seeing how quick he could run with the ball, I just really enjoyed it, mate. He wasn't strong enough for the division necessarily. He wasn't necessarily controlled with the ball. He wasn't amazing with assisting other players. He wasn't an amazing goal scorer. But on that occasion, once or twice in a game, when the ball went into Hackney's feet, that was the most exciting thing in the world to me.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
I've got a little Simon Hackney. I got a little Simon Hackney story, actually. I was the first person in Carlisle to get Simon Hackney's name on the back of my shirt. And we went to the game and I shouted, Simon, 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 sign my shirt, Simon. And he came over and he signed my shirt and he said, you're the first person that has ever got my name on the back of your shirt and thank you very much. And he thanked me. And then, how can you not just even more have more of a man crush on somebody? And he just seemed that nice.
Yeah, that is quality. Great little anecdote.
Just a class act, just an absolute class act.
I like it.
Brilliant.
Love it. So, then next one, your favourite ever goal.
Oh, right, okay. Sometimes as a Carlisle fan, we are lucky enough to somehow sign a random player out of nowhere that doesn't necessarily belong at Brunton Park. And my favourite ever goal was scored by one of these strikers, Vincent Perricard's scorpion kick against Norwich. Have you seen this strike, gentlemen?
I was at that game, mate. I was at that game.
It just came out of nowhere and he didn't care. It was just nonchalant. It was like, ping. That was it. Whatever, scored goal. Like, just totted along. Wasn't even bothered. It was a great goal. It was instinct. It was just absolute instinct. But it was, it came out of nowhere. The cross wasn't a great cross. It was too far behind him and scorpion kick. Goal. Wow.
he was a mad signing him. He played in the Champions League for Juventus.
Yeah, he played for Juventus.
2002 or something.
Yeah.
Even I remember him signing.
Yeah. As a football manager fan, how could you not know who Vincent Perricard is? We've all definitely had him along the way.
Total football manager.
You know what I mean? What a target man Vincent Perricard was for any championship team.
Oh, it was class.
Absolute Rolls Royce of a striker.
Quality, mate.
But that has to be it for me, gentlemen. That scorpion kick. Yeah, that scorpion kick.
Quality. Even I remember that, so I would advise people to watch it. So that's pretty much the round of questions of it. So before we go into your 1 to 11 of favourite Carlisle players, we'll have a little quiz. People heard the last two, and we'll try to make it a bit more sort of with the guests. It's guest friendly, but it's also host friendly.
Yeah, I've done a couple that were a bit biased towards the guests.
We did a Derby
so
County
we were falling behind,
and
guests were starting to win quizzes a bit more, so we're having to mix it up.
No chance I thought for our honor against Hugh.
So have you got a pen and paper, lads?
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Right, it's 10 questions. If you just write your answers down, then we'll go through the answers at the end. And the answers will be Carlisle players that have also played in the Premier League.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, okay.
Carlisle players that have also played for Sunderland was shockingly far too easy. So I had to change it up a bit.
Who sat on the bench at Sunderland?
So, like Jamie's last week for
Right. How
you
many
from
do we
Birmingham,
need, lads? Sorry.
there'll be a little clue and then it'll be the answer to that. So, number one, try to make it.
Okay, sweet.
Try to make number one as easy as possible. Long throw specialist who played 65 times for Carlisle.
Yeah, happy with that.
All right. Number two, penalty expert who has 193 Premier League apps for 2 different clubs, who made 9 appearances on loan at Carlisle.
I'm done already.
Do you want to read that one again, mate? Oh.
Aye, please.
So, penalty expert who was 193 Premier League appearances for 2 different clubs, who made 9 appearances on loan at Carlisle.
I wrote an answer down before you'd finished the question, then had to scribble it out.
I'm going to have to leave that one blank and try and think about it later on.
I've thrown a Hail Mary in there, to be honest.
Number 3, League One and Championship specialist who struggled in the Premier League, making only 9 appearances for Burnley, scoring no goals.
Oh, good grief.
So remember, they both played for Carlisle and a Premier League club. So it's League One and Championship specialist who struggled in the Premier League, making only 9 appearances for Burnley, scoring 0 goals.
It's a hard quiz, this, though.
Aye, is it?
Sorry, lads.
Aye.
I like to make you struggle, man. You made us do Derby County's 10 Premier League scorers.
My revenge is.
Yeah, I listened to that. It's easy, that. I've been Googling top 10 everything all week.
Number 4, Borough midfielder who was told he could leave due to foreign signings, but ended up staying at the Borough and made 34 appearances in the Premier League.
No, I'm certain I've got that one. I'm certain I've got that one.
So Borough midfielder who was told he could leave due to foreign signings, but stayed and made 34 appearances in the Premier League.
I think I'm happy with that one.
Little further clue, the player that was signed to replace him is now flying at Atalanta. So number 5, long-time Crystal Palace servant who only made 1 appearance for the Blues.
Yeah.
Between 2002 and 2010.
My answer for question 4 is gone. I've had to scribble that out. What was question 5 again, mate?
I think I might have confused you with number 4. The foreigner that was bought to replace him is flying at Atlanta, not the
Yeah,
place.
that's why I've crossed it out loads.
Number 5, was long-time Crystal Palace servant who only made 1 appearance for the Blues. His Crystal Palace tenure was 2002 to 2010.
Oof, bloody hell.
I've literally got one name wrote down now.
It's a toughie, this, mate. Yeah, it's a toughie. I like it, though.
Yes.
I like
I've got
Yeah,
you.
like I'm
Oh,
pure loving it, but
Right, number 6. Carlisle loanee who finally got his chance in the big time with Hull City, but only managed to score 2 goals in 10 games for the Tigers. Oh yes, I've got Jay. That's my goal.
Paul knew it was, and then
you know you've got some. If you've got Jay done, then fair enough, mate. I think I've got that one actually. I'm quite confident with that one.
Right, number 7, boys. You should all get this. Dead ball specialist who scored 19 times for Carlisle and has 237 Premier League appearances to his name.
I think that's who I put down for me for question.
Yeah,
two,
that's
and then
that is who I put down for my second.
He's the first person I thought of for my second. I didn't write him down.
Yeah, I wrote him down before Dylan finished the question, then was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to scribble that out.
Number 8.
I'll tell you what I'm doing though, lads. A cheeky one. Every blank space, just like Graham Pavner, just in case.
Number 8. Ex-Carlisle and Sunderland midfielder who also made 16 appearances for Ireland.
Oh dear.
Number 9. Currently on loan, but has 4 Premier League appearances under his belt for the great Carlo Ancelotti.
Oh yeah.
I can't mind his first name. We accept second name. Is it an answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know because it's you, Jane. No.
I've got 4 blank.
And number 10, much travelled veteran who scored 4 goals in 10 games for the Blues, but got 0 in 16 in the Premier League for 2 different clubs.
Stumped.
And if you want me to read any of them again, lads, just shout away.
Read through the lot for me, mate.
I just quickly recap all of them.
I'll quickly go through the lot then. Number 1, long throw specialist who played 65 times for Carlisle. Number 2, penalty expert who was 193 Premier League appearances for 2 different clubs, who made 9 appearances on loan at Carlisle. Number 3, League One and Championship specialist who struggled in the Prem, making only 9 appearances for Burnley, scoring no goals. Number 4, Borough midfielder who was told he could leave due to foreign signings, but stayed and ended up making 34 appearances in the Premier League. Number 5, long-time Crystal Palace servant who only made 1 appearance for the Blues. Number 6, Carlisle Loney, who finally got his chance in the big time with Hull City, but only managed to score 2 goals in 10 games. Number 7, dead ball specialist who scored 19 times for Carlisle and has 237 Premier League appearances to his name. Number 8, ex-Carlisle and Sunderland midfielder who also made 16 appearances for Ireland. And then number 9, currently on loan but has 4 Premier League appearances under the great Carlo Ancelotti. And then number 10, much travel veteran who scored 4 in 10 games for the Blues but only managed no goals in 16 games in the Premier League for 2 different clubs.
Absolutely smashed to pieces here.
I've struggled.
Yeah.
Struggled big time with this one.
Woo.
Says something when the Carlisle United quiz is the hardest one we've ever done.
Do you want me to just go through them and read the answers then instead of getting your answers off you boys, or do you want?
Aye.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's all right. That.
And you can mark your own.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Loads blank.
Tell you what, I'll do a question and you can tell us who you think it is. So number 1, long throw specialist who played 65 times for Carlisle.
That's
Rory Delap.
Rory Dillap.
Bro.
Everyone got Rory Delap?
Rory
1 point. 1 point each, lads, to start it off.
Yeah.
Well done. Just write them down. One. Penalty expert who was 193 appearances for 2 different clubs, who made 9 appearances on loan at Carlisle.
I wrote Jermaine Beckford.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad shout. I don't think he reached that many goals for us. Though.
Yeah.
No,
That's a good shout, though.
I left it blank.
What did you put, Liam?
I got Leon Osman. But then I was like, he played way too many games.
Well, lads, you fell into my trap. Penalty expert didn't say he scored them. He saved them. It's Tim Krul.
Oh, mate. I like it. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Love that, yeah. Clever
You. That's a slap in the face with a leather glove, that, eh?
bastard. No.
So number 3, League One and Championship specialist who struggled in the Premier League, making only 9 appearances for Burnley, scoring no goals. Any guesses?
I put Robbie Brady.
Put a Scott Dobie.
Jay, nothing?
Putting out.
All right, lad. Naki Wells.
Oh, a few. See, they've had that many players. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Question 4. Borough midfielder who was told he could leave due to foreign signings but stayed and made 34 appearances in the Premier League.
Adam Clayton.
See, I wrote Mark Somerville down, and then you hit me with the Atalanta thing, so then I scribbled it out and wrote Adam Clayton.
Liam? Yeah.
I want Adam Clayton.
It was Adam Clayton. Points
Get
all round.
in.
Points all round, boys. It was Martin Deroon that decided to replace him.
Get in.
So number 5, long-time Crystal Palace servant who only made 1 appearance for the Blues.
Nah, cut that one absolutely wiped the floaters.
No one got that.
See, I was writing. I was writing Graham Kavanagh for every blank answer, but when we went through it again and I realised that he is an answer to a certain question, I started writing Richard Offion instead.
No, it was Danny Butterfield.
Danny
Of course it was.
That's a Palace stalwart.
God,
If there ever was one.
Unless you're a Paddock season ticket holder, you are not getting that question. If you've been stood in the same spot for 40 years, you are not getting that question.
So number 6, Carlisle Lonely, who finally got his chance in the big time with Hull City, scoring 2 goals, but only scored 2 goals in 10 games.
I wrote James Chester.
Oh, it's a great shout. Oh, I wish I put that. I put Naki Wells for that one.
I initially thought Michael Bridges, then I crossed that out, and then I panicked and put Stuart Green, but that's definitely wrong.
Well, Nath will kick himself because he loves this guy. Matty Fryatt.
Oh, no, Super Matty Fryatt.
Oh, mate.
Conference season, what a player.
I hope you've all got this one. Dead ball specialist who scored 19 times for Carlisle and has 237 Premier League appearances to his name.
Lowest
Sir
back
Ian
in the
Hart.
world, Ian Hart.
Super Ian Hart.
Ian Hart, points all around.
Caught me drinking a can outside the Lane
Ian
shopping
Hart.
centre and shook his head furiously at me. That's the one occasion I met Ian Hart. Didn't know what to say to him. Like, you know, he's played in the World
To be
Cup,
fair-
he's played for Levante, and I'm sat here with a Foster's like, all right, Ian Paul.
To be fair, could have been shaking his head at himself for being there.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, what am I doing here? Look at him. Look at him.
What am I doing in the Lane shopping centre in Carlisle? I should be in Reading.
Drum roll for Liam here. Ex-Carlisle and Sunderland midfielder who also has 16 appearances for Ireland.
It's Graham Kavanagh, the Silver Fox.
Yes. Both get that, lads.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
What a player. What a
Unbelievable
tank
on the
he was.
Football Manager database.
What
That
a
name,
tank
Jay
in the
Running,
midfield.
607. Stalwart of a defensive midfield.
Yeah.
Graham
Quality.
Kavanagh was a good little player at Carlisle.
Yeah. Oh, he was superb at Carlisle. Yeah. The only reason he was at Carlisle is because he was 36. He still wanted to play. He could still play.
Number 9, currently on loan.
I wish we never get
4
to the
Premier League
job.
appearances under the great Carlo Ancelotti.
Jared Brantwaite.
Yeah, Brantwaite.
Yeah, Joe Brathwaite.
Right, lads, going into the
Yeah.
final question. It's 5 apiece, all 3s.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So much travel veteran who scored 4 in 10 for the Blues, but none in 16 in the Premier League for 2 different clubs.
I've already conceded defeat. I left it blank.
You left it blank.
Yeah.
Jay,
I left it blank. I was trying to rack my brain then to just take a stab in the dark.
for the win, Liam, for the win.
I actually wrote Vincent Perrycard.
It's Vincent Perrycard.
Oh, get
What was?
in.
It was Vincent Perrycard. No goals for Stoke and Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Of course.
I forgot he played for
Yes.
Portsmouth.
So Liam takes it 6-5.
Scorpion kick specialist.
Oh,
Steals
love
it
it.
at the end.
that was a
With the
fitting end to the
scorpion
quiz.
kick.
That.
Boom.
So the tiebreak question, just for fun, was how many goals have Danny Graham and Charlie Wyke scored for Sunderland and Carlisle combined?
Oof.
Well, Danny
Bloody
Graham's
hell.
got 40.
It's got
I don't know, mate. 900 or something.
210.
114.
It's actually bang on 100.
Oh,
Get in.
100.
Yeah. Danny Graham with 39, and then he's one solitary goal that hit his dick and went in for Sunderland in two different spells.
as well.
And then whatever Wyke's on currently at the minute, but he's going to smash that and get another 100 for the lads, so it doesn't really matter.
He's tearing it.
To be fair,
So-
Danny Graham was mint at Brunton Park.
Nice little quiz,
He's
boys.
a step above. He didn't belong there.
And we'll finish off now with Liam Barton's favourite Carlisle 1 to 11. So what formation have you gone with, mate?
All right. Right, so I've gone with a classic 4-4-2 because I need wingers because I've told you already my favourite player is a winger, so I needed wingers. So I've gone for a 4-4-2.
Absolutely.
We've got the should I just kick off, should I? We've got the legendary Tony Craig in nets, the round figure of Tony Craig sitting between the goals there. He had two spells with the Blues. He had a good first spell where he won the 97 also windscreen final. He saved 2 penalties in the final. And then he decided to come back to Cumbria after spending a lot of time in Newcastle, and I think he was over in Vancouver playing some MLS bench warming, and he made 2 appearances at the age of 38 when he came back. So it just showed to me that he had a love for the club, do you know what I mean? The fact that he came back, and I've got a soft spot for him because when I was 11 I went to Tony Craig goalkeeper school and he was lovely. He was lovely. He was
like
spot
that,
on.
yeah.
He was really nice. So at left back, we got Zigor Arenalde. Does anyone remember Ziggy?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
We
the name. And
We
I,
love our Spanish defender.
Yes, mate. What a player. He was just a touch of class. He just added a little bit of calm and quality to the defence, I think. And he was just one of those players that when I was really in love with Carlisle, he was just constantly in the team. And he just had that name, Zigor Arenalde. I mean, what a beautiful name. So the rest of the defence, I've got Peter Murphy, a couple of caps for Ireland. He was just a really nice character. Yeah, has anyone got any Peter Murphy stories?
Nate's got one, but I don't think he wants to share it.
Grabbing his ring.
I've got one. I've got one.
I'm not sharing my Peter Murphy story
I'll share
because
it,
I will
Tom,
get
yeah.
into trouble.
I'll share it if I was there.
I'll share mine. It wasn't directly from me. It was my older sister was on the same holiday resort as him, and it was after Carlisle had just got promoted in the playoffs from the conference, and he was absolutely off his face, like steaming drunk, declaring in the bar he was like the legend of Carlisle because he scored the winning goal in the playoff final. Like my sister wouldn't have had any clue who he was, so like there was no need for her to make up something like this. And then at the end of the night, he was like that drunk that he was just slumped in the corner, whiteying all over the bar. Had to get escorted out to his taxi to go.
Ours is we've got drunk at a house party. And
That sounds like Peter Murphy.
we got drunk at a house party, and the girl in question lived like down the road from Peter Murphy, and I think it was Carlisle just bottled promotion, and Nath was a part-time Carlisle fan. Decided to stand at his house at 4 a.m. in the morning, offer him an out.
I did, yes. I did, yes. Yes, I did.
Luckily, we didn't get an answer. I didn't know who. At the time, I was just diehard Sunderland. I didn't have a clue who he was, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
My thing is with Carlisle is I go through phases. Like I'll go through like a half a season phase where I love the Blues, and then they'll just do like a playoff fall off, or they'll be like relegation bottom. I go, I haven't got the heartache for this. But Peter Murphy really pissed me off that weekend, and too many beers. He is a nice man, though, in case he's listening.
Oh, absolutely. I've got nothing but nice stories about Peter Murphy.
Second centre half.
Moving across the defence. Sorry.
He's a nice dude.
Kevin. Yeah, he'll be sound. I've got Kevin Gray.
Yes.
The locomotive enthusiast, Kevin Gray. What a legend he was. Like, the way he used to charge out the tunnel, the proper leader of a team. Kevin Gray is my captain of this team. At right back, another player that didn't belong at Brunton Park, although he didn't play fantastically well. I've put him at right back, and I think he only played once at right back for Carlisle, but it's Pascal Chimbonda.
Oh, wow.
Yes, boys. Yeah,
I can't believe he's got another Brian Shelley, man.
Had to do it. Pascal. It's Pascal Chimbonda, isn't it? At the end of the day, like you've got to put him in your 11, haven't you? If you've got it at your club at one point or another.
He was in one of the one-season wonder 11s for the Premier League.
He was.
That makes sense. He's got some great stories from when he went abroad for a couple of years, apparently. You need to get him as a guest on the podcast. Don't mess around with me. That would be a better.
Have you seen that video of BBC Radio Cumbria teaching him Cumbrian words like "matter" and things like that? And obviously he's saying it in a French accent and he just cannot get to grips with it.
I've got to watch that.
It's funny.
I'll be on YouTube after this. That's mate. Sorry. So the midfield. Left midfield. You can expect it's Simon Hackney back again. The midget machine that just goes like a flea, amazingly quick. Moving across into the midfield, we've got Chris Billy and Graham Kavanagh in the centre of the midfield. I think there'll be a fun pairing. Chris Billy was one of those players that wasn't necessarily what you call a footballer. He was more of a trier, you know. Yeah. He was really good at trying, and we enjoyed the fact that he was visibly always trying to play football. And Graham Kavanagh was an amazing footballer at the end of the day, wasn't he? Just a touch of class. On the right midfield, I've got Ryan Baldacchini, because his name is Ryan Baldacchini.
I like it. Maltese right midfielder.
Just one of those players. That's it. Yeah, he went to Gretna, went to the Scottish Cup final with Gretna, so he's a part of that legendary team that did all of that. And then my strikers, I've got 3 names written down, and I thought when I got to this point I'd be able to pick between the 2. So I'm gonna just go Francois Zoko and Michael Bridges.
Nice.
That's who I'm gonna go with.
I like it.
That's who I'm gonna go with.
Michael
I have
Bridges
Carl Hawley written down if you were interested.
Yeah, I really like Carl Hawley.
Player.
Michael Bridges is the one.
He used to turn up to, Michael Bridges. Turning up to Brunton Park in his Bentley. He had a better car than the owners.
When he came through at Sunderland, when he was like, he was playing against Arsenal in the Premier League when he was 17, scored 2 goals against them. He was a great little footballer. If it wasn't for his injury that he got after his first season of Leeds, he'd definitely have played for England. He should have played for England. He should have played for England that season where he scored 20-odd goals in the Premier League for Leeds.
This is Bridges, not Hawley, just for the listeners.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hawley made an England C team when Carlisle were in the conference, mate.
I did.
Is that just above indoor, is it? Is the Masters League?
Who's your gaffer?
The Masters League before that? Sorry, the gaffer. Yeah, bloody hell. Right, I've gone for Paul Simpson. Paul Simpson's my gaffer. Back-to-back promotions, league, English League, Trophy Cup, whatever you call it, finals. Yeah, Paul Simpson was a player manager when he first came in. He had a ping of the left foot. He could score free kicks from 40 yards away. You know, he was a quality player, quality manager, and I hope he can get him back. To be honest, I think it's within reach.
He's a Carlisle lad as well, so it goes down nicely.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, that's it, mate.
And that's my 11, lads, and my manager.
Love it.
That's it. Thanks very much for coming on. Enjoyed it.
It's been an absolute blast, Liam.
I absolutely love it, man. Anything with Carlisle, I'm there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. I've really enjoyed it, mate. So thank you very much for inviting me on. I really enjoyed it, everyone.
No worries, mate.
Welcome back anytime, mate.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks. Take care, Liam.
Cheers.
See you later, bud.
Cheers, guys. I'll disappear then. Have a good evening.
You too,
Same to you,
mate.
mate.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
mate. Bye.
So that was Liam from the Blue Army podcast, talking everything Carlisle. As you can see, he's a very energetic, fun-going guy. Brilliant to have on, to be honest with you. Good laugh.
That was a good laugh.
Good crack.
That was a good laugh.
I haven't stopped smiling.
I know. Apologise for any sound. I feel like Liam was a little bit behind us, but hopefully it hasn't affected it too much if you're listening back.
Be read.
Good value.
It's nice to get a local lad on.
Yeah.
Very much so.
A local lad who actually supports the team.
Yeah.
Slip that in.
Yeah. There's
I
not
had to
very
get that
many.
in. I had to give that to
There's
him.
not very many you find them in the city of Carlisle. There's not very many.
We've had Man United and Liverpool fans as guests on the show. Both have been from Carlisle.
Yeah.
Even the Port Vale fan that we had on the show was from Carlisle.
But no, so like we say, any Carlisle news, anyone listening locally, get over to the Blue Army podcast now and support Liam. He's doing good stuff, varied stuff in it, and he also does a lot of local support for it.
If you're a local band or anything like that, he gets he'll play music at the end of each episode if you just drop him a message and stuff.
Oh, I like that. That's a very nice touch.
Yeah,
he's good. Just plug our social medias again: Instagram,
that went on
prawn_sandwich, and Twitter, prawn podcast, capital P's. And we hope you enjoyed listening to Liam from the Blue Army podcast. Yeah. So that's it from us, lads.
What should I play? We should have asked him what we play out to. What should we play out to? The infamous Blue Army song? Or
it's got to be that.
Yeah, the one with Michael Knight in it.
It's got to be that.
It's got to be that.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
It.
Right.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
The buzz is back. We're all excited. I'll prove there's only one United. The world is watching this football team. 'Cause I don't say what I don't mean.
We're coming back again, back from the wilderness. I know it's